Yeah, we had a lot of stuff. I mean, it was looking like we were going to be heading towards a nice green day, and then, as has happened before, life changed, right?
Yeah, I think this is, as we've been talking about earlier, I don't, and we were talking about it this morning too, I don't think that we have seen the bottom in this market yet, or at the very least we may retest where we were a week or so ago, which would take us down around 220 on the SPY. Another 20 or so points from here.
Well, you know, it's important to note, Brian, I did ask the Magic 8 Ball, and the Magic 8 Ball was being very non-committal this afternoon. Refused to answer any question. So...
Well, can see that. Uber.
So let me just post the results here. So there we go. As you can see, here's our posted results. We've got, of our users, 20... So about 44% of you looks like are green. A few would break even. Some are very red. We got this is a big percentage at max loss. We don't normally get that many. Let me see if the numbers changed from when I took the picture. 13% at max loss. Yeah, so 47% really green or better. So that's it's our normal distribution, right? We always seem to get that type of distribution.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And Mike, if you're listening in there and you wanted to join us, please feel free to join at any time. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
Yes, sir.
And welcome to everybody on YouTube. We should be live streaming to you now. I appreciate you joining. Thanks a lot. It's our normal one thing that, Brian, I felt like you had issued a challenge yesterday. Overnight.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is this? Sorry, I've got a window.
Me, a challenge?
Who, me? Say it's not so. Yeah. You, especially overnight where you said the pressure was on. So I decided, in light of your steampunk outfit yesterday, I went down to the kids, the old tickle trunk in the basement. Remember the tickle trunk? Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a Canadian reference, isn't it? Anyways,
something like.
I found myself a hat, so I'll just get my hat. Hold on a sec.
Oh, all right. Looking forward to this.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Oh, good, Mike. I was looking at RH that we were yesterday. Man, has it ever headed lower as well?
So Brian, what do you think? This is my new look.
Oh,
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's I'm a little late, but
it's a good look on you.
Global Eagle Entertainment, working with advisors on potential debt restructuring. That's Echo November Tango, ENT.
Yep. Just going to mute Mr. Benzinga there. It's our live
news. Is a good look on you.
Yeah? You like it? Little,
I do.
A little bit of ginger going on.
Right on.
It does look good on you, Peter.
It's hot already. I don't know how you people with hair do it. It's really hot having hair. So yeah. We'll,
if it was black hair, I'd figure Andrew might have taken you up on the wig offer.
You know, I used to have a beautiful mullet, a wig mullet that I loved. I would wear it at Halloween, and somewhere along the way I lost the mullet, probably bar hopping at Halloween one year, and last time I had hair.
So it wasn't a real mullet. It was just
No. Although
a fake mullet.
I did have a mullet when I was much younger, but and a big cowlick. Believe it or not, I had a big cowlick of hair at the front. Should see some of my wedding pictures. That here. Wait a second. Let me just. I can disrobe with this. 1 second.
Wow, CCL is looking like it's gonna go below 9 here.
Let me see. I'm not sure if you
Yeah,
guys
we
are going to be able
got-
to see that so well, but let me see. There's a picture in the
got a
middle.
There
big-
was at that $10 level. There was some big ass and bids, and we were wondering whether it was gonna, if that $10 on the ass side was a bunch of short sellers.
Well, there's a big bid here at
lining up.
906, and there's a really big bid here at $9. I think it's and the SPY is helping it along. I think that
Yeah. Let me
we
get
could
out of MU.
could well see this go below 9. I am long this SQQQ, which is short, pro short. Wow,
The
VIX is popping.
as a Canadian, a mullet's only mandatory, Hans, if you're wearing the Canadian tuxedo. So, but then yes, you have to have a mullet. It is a requirement.
No, Mac, I'm short. I'm just waiting to get out on my last portion down here, right about 39.40 on MU. I got a level.
Sorry, Mike, I missed. Where did you get in MU? Probably around.
So I got in
20?
at 40.22.
Oh, look at that! What a guess!
So
I can see the
14.30.
I can see the moving average cross here, so it makes sense to me. That's when you would have gotten in. That's
And it happened right there, and I think that's the pre-market high. Yeah, that's the pre-market high level.
no, that would be the pre-market low.
Oh, was it the pre-market low?
Yeah, actually, I went to
I
a
don't have
system.
my chart zoomed out far enough.
Well, you know, it's funny. I went to a system, Mike, that one of our members mentioned it, where because I couldn't tell the difference either, and then I actually have a large dash for the high and a small dash for the lows, and it actually works great. You just set that up in your settings, and that way, without having to zoom out and look, I'll know whether it's a high or low. So I don't actually have to add a
Perfect.
different color. I just changed what the line looks like. I thought that was cool.
What the line was.
Yeah.
Yep. So I covered the last portion I had there.
Well done. Nice trade.
Yeah, a nice trade.
That's Mark.
Very nice trade.
Mark
I
on
just
my,
took some
sorry,
SQ.
guys. On my price marker studies for both the, you know how it does the high and low of yesterday and the previous day, as well as the pre-market high and low. I just changed the configuration here so that the lines, you can see it's a bigger dash for the highs, and then it's a smaller dash for the lows. And I said it's great. It works pretty well. So if you wanted to use that, Mark, it's a real simple change. You can see here. So they're the same color. That way I know if it's pink, for me, if it's pink, then I know it's the pre-market. If it's red, it's the yesterday high and low, and then I just changed the line style. So that way I know exactly which line it is without having to, zoom out or, spend a lot of brain power thinking about it. I need simple things.
Here comes
That works
9
out
on.
good.
Here comes 9 on CCL.
Oh my
But I
God.
was.
CC.
That's looking more and more.
Look at that. Look at that.
Slippage is continuing here. What do we got?
Man. Only $9
Yeah,
more
fair
dollars to
amount of
go, right?
liquidity. Yep. Got a lot of liquidity here around the $9 level, so a lot of bids there. It's kind of feeling like we are going to go there.
So, Brian, if I could relate to you, Gordon on YouTube is asking if you would recommend any swing activity at this time with the market behaving as it is.
It's pretty crazy right now. You just don't know what the next day is going to bring with this volatility in the market. I would definitely be inclined to stay short the market after this drop. I think we may have a follow-through day tomorrow.
Gordon, one thing I'm posting
yesterday. I mean, one thing you can say about the chart, the daily charts yesterday on, like, for example, the SPY gave you a real sort of tell when on the we had that topping pattern.
Yeah, I was sort of saying that if you look at, I was looking at an hourly chart earlier, Brian, and you could, I said it looked like a pattern where it sort of rounded a short-term top, and now it looks like the markets are heading back down. So it's looking, it's starting to look like we're into that second or third phase, if you will, of market pullbacks. Where you get the first drop, you get a little pullback, and then you get the bigger, longer sort of steady fall. So we'll see if that plays out. I mean, who knows? But Gordon, if you're looking for swing trading information, by the way, I just posted a link into the comments on YouTube. But Brian's produces a swing trading email. It lets you know what he's thinking. Yep. And we don't spam you. We're not going to start marketing the heck out of you, I promise. It really is just Brian. Sort of, he gives a video every week, and you get a link to that, as well as every time he takes a swing trade. Oh, twice a week? Sorry, right?
Yep. Twice a week. Yep, videos. Alerts if I do take a trade. I don't post all my trades, but certainly post some of them when I feel confident. Right now, I'm not feeling overly confident one way or another.
Yeah,
that's understandable.
Yeah. This is not an easy market to swing trade.
Well, and we were saying
sometimes
this morning,
there's a good time. There isn't.
Yeah, I mean, even intraday, it's been tough. Like everybody was saying this morning in the room, it was a tough market to trade at the open. I said I actually decided to stop trading because I got very frustrated with myself because I sort of lost focus because of that frustration. And then we actually had some good trending moves, both up and then down, midday today. And I just, I didn't catch either one of them, and it got myself very angry. And I just said, all right. Sometimes you got to put the pen down and say, I'm done for today. There'll be another market tomorrow. We'll wait and see what happens. So,
yeah.
Let's see what we do. Tick is.
I actually didn't even watch the open today. I waited about 40 minutes, or not 40, 30 minutes before I even came in, because the last week or so I've just been getting chopped up, FOMO, a lot of emotions that I didn't like trying to take my first trade. So, and it worked out well. Came back, found a nice trade on MGM to the short side, and
you can get some decent trades even if you wait a half hour. Quite often, you get you can around that time you can start to find maybe a reversal. Patterns like a double bottom or rounding bottom, higher lows.
That was exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, and those are great patterns to trade because, like for example, with a double bottom, you can really define clearly where your stop out is going to be, so you can define your risk, and then generally speaking, if it's a sell off, you can look higher above the price at where it is, and just find some moving averages that are following it down. Find where the VWAP is. For a quick calculation on what the reward on your trade is going to be. And usually it's if you get in close to the bottom, usually the risk to reward's actually pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Brian, you did that today, didn't you? You had a good. What was the reversal trade you took off the bottom and just kept going up? Can't remember now.
Yeah, it was. I haven't got my position. My thing's open right now.
Can't remember. Was it CCL that you traded?
Was it?
No.
Yeah, I think it was CCL. Yeah, no, it was CCL. You're right.
Was it?
Just take a look. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Here we are. Yeah, it was CCL. It was when Andrew had shorted it all the way down, and then and then it started making a bottoming. It dropped, pulled, popped up a little bit, pulled back again, and I think he was expecting it to go lower, and I just thought, and I think actually Eamon and Thor both jumped in on that trade too, and I said it looked like it was making a double bottom. Yeah, we got a nice move on it, but ultimately, this is where Andrew talks about both people can be right on a trade. So I got I got a nice pop on it. I know Eamon and Thor got a nice move on it too on the upside. Andrew kept his there goes 9 on CCL. Andrew kept his short through that little bounce action, and eventually I'm sure he got out where he wanted to.
Volume.
And I've got it up on the screen here, guys, to show you. So the trade we're talking about happened right in here around 9:34. See this spike down? Brian got it at 1177. I remember because it was your 77 number.
Yeah.
And took it as a ride up through VWAP and got a good trade on it because it went up to 12.25, let's say. So I mean that's 50 cents, right? So almost a 50-cent move. Very happy with that, but it was in a broader downtrend that Andrew managed to trade for. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Andrew traded it for the longer time frame. It just feels weird saying that. Anyways, got the bigger move.
That was his longest trade I've ever seen him take.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out of the open.
Yeah,
at afternoon the open. Trades I've seen him hold, but at the open.
Yeah. Well, we got a real monster squeeze going on here right into the close. It's a bit of a squeeze.
Yeah, see this SPY popping back up here. Doesn't seem to have any impact on CCL though. It's just continuing to leak.
No. Yeah, and that was a pretty predictable trade there. You could read the level on that one and just see it was definitely, almost definitely going there.
I'm scrolling up here, Brian. This picture that one of our members posted. Where is it now? Because I said, aren't all the passengers off? Apparently, there's still 6,000 passengers. Carnival, I think, still has 6,000 passengers on ships that are quarantined. That they're not allowing them to get off. And it was
I was watching the news this morning. There's one down in Florida.
Well, it was a shot off the Florida coast and had 5 or 6 of these massive ships just sitting out there, all lights a blaring out in the water, and it's just it's quite impressive to see. They're just it's like a holding pattern at an airport, right? All they can do is sit offshore. Yeah. And I can't see where the pictures are. So many comments. But
I think there's like 4,000 people on this one it's the Rotterdam or something like that.
Right.
And the guy, the governor of Florida won't let them dock until the cruise line comes up with some kind of a plan so that they don't just dump them there on the shore.
Right.
Because what is it? There's like 400 of them are positive for the virus. It's some huge amount.
Yeah, huge percentage. I don't it's got to be tough. I mean, can you imagine being trapped on this cruise ship where your 1 or 2 week cruise is now a month and a half in, and I mean at this point you'd be like, I am never getting on a cruise ship again in my life if I survive this. That'd be one of those scarring vacations.
You'd be having that Gilligan's Island theme song playing over in 3-hour tour.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I guess
oh
you
no.
shouldn't be laughing. It's
almost like being locked in a prison because they aren't letting them out of their staterooms.
yeah.
Abe, you'll manage to get a screenshot of me in Irish garb there. Darn him. I was hoping nobody would be that fast.
Yeah. Free tequila, probably. Yeah. Free booze.
Yeah, I hope they're giving you free booze. You need something because I'm sure you've watched every movie in their onboard
Yeah.
category. Catalog. I mean, normally you don't have internet. Surely they're giving you internet by now and just saying like, do what you got to do, right? But I don't know. Charging them for the extra stay. ZZ, I don't think they're charging them for the overage fees. Yeah. I hope not.
Yeah, I kind of doubt. So what's AMD doing? AMD's kind of finding a bottom here, right?
Oh God, I never thought about that. BPB some got moved to another ship so they could have a balcony. I guess I've only ever taken 2 cruises, and I've always always had a balcony. I've never taken an inside cabin, so I've never even thought about that. Yeah, but if you were like trapped in a box with no view of the outside, that would be even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny. I never even thought about that. I just always assumed they at least had a balcony, like a balcony. I've never even had a porthole room. I've always had a balcony. So, anyways.
No, some of those rooms they're on the inside, so you don't even. It's just a box basically. But people obviously don't plan on spending a lot of time in their room other than sleeping, so they don't really.
Right. Which is my normal theory in hotels. I'm like, because they always want you to pay extra for the view. I'm like, if I'm sitting in my hotel room looking at the view, I'm doing this vacation wrong. So, that's my view.
Yep, exactly. APT's had a nice day.
Andrea, that sucks. So you're still getting charged rent, and your property management company sent instructions on how to apply for unemployment. That seems rude somehow. Here's how you get the money so you can pay me.
Yeah. Here's how you can make rent.
I'll be interested to see. I give it probably another couple weeks before the renters and everybody start looking at maybe deferring rent for the month.
Is that serious? Is this a real article?
Just like Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Just tell your landlord, I'm not paying rent.
Well, and I mean,
and you can't.
It's interesting that as you get into it, so my daughter's at university, and where she's at university in Kingston, and this is typical, I guess, in a lot of places. Their rental season ends in April, so we still got a month here. But basically, everybody in the city moves in April, or every student moves, to a new location.
Yeah.
So it's always pandemonium when everybody's moving. I have no idea what's going to happen this year. In fact, in the province of Quebec, in the entire province, moving day is like they always have one set moving day, right? It's almost everybody moves the same day. Which I've never understood, but it's what they do. So they're saying, like, what happens? Like, what happens if your lease runs out, but you're on mandated quarantine? Like, what do you do? I don't even know. I don't know the answer to that.
You stay in your house.
I guess, but it's not your house.
Because who's going to come get you?
Yeah. Like, you got squatters' rights, basically. They'll have to come kick you out, but they can't kick you out because they can't get near you. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Well, we got 3 minutes here going into the close, and
God, look at CCL.
Disney's popped up a little bit.
Let's take a peek at Disney.
Yeah, it's just really difficult to trade. Just so many crazy moves, and not clean either. They're they're fast, and there's pullbacks inside the moves that would make it difficult for you to stick with them. It's
I was
just
watching
bit of a
AAL because
dog's
it's normally
breakfast.
been a good. Sorry, Brian. Thought you were done.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was watching AAL earlier, and it's interesting that it's sort of fallen. I was hoping to get a good trade on American Airlines. It looked promising to me pre-market. It had some volume. It fell into the open. I've got the chart up here, but then at the open, look how it sort of just chopped around VWAP, and then it got the drop that like everything did, right? So and that was fair, but you'd had to have lived through all that chop to have gotten to that break. But even it didn't go down really that far. And look what it's done now for the last 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It's really just chopped back and forth. So that made American a much tougher trade than I was hoping it was going to be today. Gosh, CCL is, I mean, it really looks like it's going down to zero. Tomorrow could be interesting.
Yes, it does.
It's had this habit of
Yeah.
popping back after it drops, but I don't know. We shouldn't assume that's what's going to happen because that's what happened before. So, especially being, I think that there was a lot of support sort of above 10, right? $11, $12. Now that it's below that mark, it is important because different people will likely be interested in it. AMD was pretty good today. I said I really regret my lack of action, but had some good trading. The moves were pretty good. How is MU? I know you really are. You watch MU all the time,
Yeah.
Mike, and you traded it again this afternoon.
MU traded much cleaner today than it has probably in the past week or so. It's been a tough trade the last couple days. And I think I actually last night took a look at the SPY on the 5-minute chart for the entire month. I basically laid it out by weeks on all my screens.
Right.
And you could almost see how the SPY is reacting differently the past 5 days. A lot more choppy action towards it than it was in the beginning half of the month.
Right. Well, there goes the bell.
So,
Well,
We're
there goes the
done.
bell. And that's all she wrote.
That was it
as
for
they
today.
say.
So, big down day in the markets. We're seeing markets down a total of almost 4.7%. So, or at least the SPY was down 4.7%. So that's that doesn't bode well for tomorrow, but we'll see what the futures bring overnight.
Yes.
Tonight, earnings. Any earnings? Jeez, again.
There is some earnings. I don't really know.
Got PVH Corp. Earnings at
PV.
at 4.15. Not something I normally trade. Where's all my normal earnings candidates? I think a lot are just. Have you heard? Are companies pulling back on their reporting and not even announcing at all?
No.
No.
They might be. I think they're holding back on giving guidance.
Right.
But generally speaking, no, they're not. I think they're still doing their earnings.
Okay, that's what I thought. That they still have to,
Yeah.
don't they? Right, if you're listed.
Yeah, you do. They do. There's
Tomorrow.
So tomorrow, before the market open, we've got Walgreens, Boots, got CarMax, and Play, Dave and Buster's.
Oh, Dave and Buster's. Is that reporting tomorrow? Really? I thought. Hold on.
that might be an interesting play there.
They report after the close tomorrow, Brad.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, but they people are saying Chewy is the new face of pet food because of this virus, and nobody wants to go out and shop at a store, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess that makes sense. Can't go anywhere. Still got to get your Chewy toys or whatever. Your dog food.
Yeah, we're gonna get your dog food. So Lake, still fairly active here. It's BRV is still pretty active, which is popping a little bit here. APT, wow, APT is starting to take off in the aftermarket. I don't know why.
Let's get APT. Yeah, a little bit of a pull up here in APT. APT was running up into the close. That's interesting. Surprised to see that. Guys,
Well,
don't forget.
CCL,
Oops, sorry.
wow. I was just going to say CCL lost like 2/3 of it, or a third of its value today. So it must have started the day around 13 bucks, just over 13, and now it's trading at under 9. So that's not very positive.
Mac, I've got
Anyway.
I've got play reporting tomorrow at 4:05.
Yep. Play is after the market. All right, everybody, and Peter, Michael, and everyone on YouTube, have a great afternoon, evening, wherever you are.
Thanks,
Glad you
Brian.
could join us.
Thank you, Brian. You too.
Peter will probably let you know where we're going to be in the morning.
Indeed. Thanks,
And,
everybody.
I'll be doing a swing trading video later today and sending that out. So we'll catch everyone in the morning if you're going to join us in the pre-market show. Bye for now.
Later, Brian. Guys,
Cheers.
for all of our Lifetime members that are still here, don't forget that we've got a Lifetime webinar tonight at 6 o'clock. That should be a fantastic one. Up above here, you can see that we've got it announced. It's managing yourself in extreme market conditions. What a better topic. You know, I couldn't find a better topic for right now. So that's with Steve Goldstein. He's going to be from Alpha Cubed. He's going to be presenting again at 6 o'clock. That's in our webinars room for Lifetime members, so we look forward to seeing you there. That should be fantastic. Tomorrow, as always, our chat room opens at 7:30. We go live on YouTube and with our pre-market show at 8:30. Live trading all day. And I'll be here with Brian and hopefully Mike through the close tomorrow.
Yes.
Excellent. We'll have to figure out how to get you on a camera, Mike. I'm not sure that my PC right now can handle the camera. Maybe I'll turn my camera over to you.
Third one.
We'll get your handsome mug up here.
Yes. Also, I do believe tonight's webinar is going to be on streaming live on YouTube.
Fantastic, is it? Okay, one sec.
Yes.
Let me just
so
check.
I saw the tweet go out.
Is it? Oh, look at that! I see it. It's right here. It's in our feed. Let me. I'll get the link and I'll give it to all you guys. But just in case you're not finding it, because we did post it a couple of days ago. And unfortunately, these links, they sort of get buried. If whoops, obviously didn't save that link. The links get buried if they're up there for more than a couple of days. We just have so much content coming out all the time that new videos, new trade reviews and everything end up sort of on top of it. So there's the link that you can watch if you don't have it already. But it should be great. Yeah, and thanks a lot, Mike. I think are you hosting that?
No, Norm's actually going to host this one.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. Well,
I got Dr. Katz next week.
Ah, yes, good old Dr. Katz. He always gives me one thing that there's always one thing out of his conversation. Like, yeah, I gotta think about that and pay attention to. So it's always worthwhile.
Yes, it's going to be a good one, especially for us under traders.
Oh, okay. Something tailored to under
that
traders.
Is what Yep. So since we did over trading the last time, this time we're going to do under trading.
Well, that's good. I need that. I have, as anybody in our room knows, I always have this thing that I post where I remind myself to take the damn trade. It's a constant problem for me that I don't take it. So I have this thing posted right on my monitor that I look at all the time. It says take the damn trade. TTDT. So so sometimes you get the right idea. It doesn't count if you don't execute, right? So
Yep.
in any
If you
event,
don't take it.
if you don't take
I
it,
have the same problem.
yeah, well, it's funny because we talk about overtrading all the time, but it's just as much of a trading handicap, if you will, to be an undertrader. So, anyways, sounds good. So with that, I will we'll close her down for the night, guys. Thanks so much for joining. If you're on YouTube, hopefully you'll join us on our webinar at 6 o'clock. That'll be great. And we'll see you live in the pre-market show